32F, manager, 34F, wants me to be available 24/7. How do I communicate my boundaries? Recently I, 32F, started a new job at a company. My new manager, Tia, 34F, was welcoming in the first 2 weeks. In the interviews, I asked how long they would expect a new person to learn the role. I was given the number 3 6 months. Last week, second week into my job, Tia was complaining that I am too slow, because I have not caught up to the pace of the person teaching me, who has been at the company for more than 3 years. I just found out by accident that the last 3 people to work in my position all burned out. That's why the person teaching me is leaving the company in 2 months. This week, week 3 of my training, I got norovirus and unfortunately had to stay home for 2 days while it passed. Tia was complaining that I was not working from home in the meantime while I was vomiting my guts out. I sent Tia an email about my condition and notified my doctor, who actually gave me 3 days off. However, Tia was pressuring me via email to log into work, citing that I am not up to par with the work ethic if I am not participating on Microsoft Teams, which I do not have access to from home. She asked me to not email her but write to her on Teams instead. When I noted to Tia that I do not have access to Teams from home, she told me to always take my work phone and laptop home, as she expects to reach me at all times. I woke up from a feverish nap before seeing her email. After collecting my thoughts, I responded to her that it was not in my employment contract, nor was it mentioned in my interviews, that I would be expected to be reached at all times, let alone in my free time, let alone on a sick day. It got to the point where I asked HR to have a meeting and address the situation because it feels like so many of the issues here are about unspoken expectations that I need to have clarified. How can I address this situation with Tia in the most professional manner, as I do not understand what changed in these 3 weeks for her and where she is suddenly coming from? Too long did not read. My manager's expectations suddenly shifted 2 weeks into my new role. She expects me to perform on the same level as someone who has been in the company for several years and expects to reach me on my work devices, at all times, including my free time and on sick days. How should I address this situation in our meeting with HR next week? Edit. Typo. Edit 2. Thank you for the comments everyone. Really appreciate the input as I was sort of questioning my sanity dealing with Tia. To answer a few general comments. My contract is for 40 hours per week in regular shifts. My contract does not mention being on the clock or being available on Teams outside of these 40 hours whatsoever. I have left, and will continue to leave, my work laptop and work phone at work, turned off, as I have done so before. I have everything in writing thanks to the email trail. I am looking for a new job. My plan is to take some notes, print out the email trail and have it ready for our HR meeting next week. I can write an update about how it goes if that's allowed here on Reddit. Wish me luck. My work hours are from XXXX, please respect that. You can't express this with Tia, that's HR's job. She's not going to listen to you. I don't understand why people love work so much. If she expects you to be available outside of work hours, then you should be getting paid on call. Tell HR you'll be expecting to see that on your next paycheck, and that should stop all that nonsense real quick. I don't think communication is the problem here. Start looking for another job pronto. In the meantime, don't take out-of-hours calls. Save all her messages in case you need the evidence. I, 36 female, feel financially taken advantage of by my husband, 37 male, and want a divorce. I'm going to skip over a lot and summarize as best I can to reduce length. I've, 36F. Been with my husband, 37M. 13 years, married for 11. I have always been career-oriented and have worked multiple jobs. The multiple jobs part has not been for my career focus, but rather to maintain our finances. My full-time job pays about $150,000 per year and I still have a couple side gigs to bring in extra money to just live. We live in a HCOL area. He never had a real job, really just part-time hobby work that would bring in around $10K per year as of about 5 years ago. Before that he received a benefit while in school to contribute to finances. For the past 5-6 years, I would bring up our debt, financial situation, etc. periodically. I would highlight his spending habits, exorbitant amount of credit card debt that he has accumulated, in my name, and the need for him to make a change and contribute. He would dismiss the conversation, get angry and yell at me for nagging. I've been at the end of my rope for a long time and felt that it has been clear. I had also told him on multiple occasions I would be okay with the financial inequity if he would take responsibility for the housework. I continued to be responsible for all cooking, cleaning, laundry, etc. while working 50-60-hour workweeks. Several months ago I told him I wanted a divorce. He said he never saw this coming. I've never talked to him about how I felt about the finances, untrue, etc. He got a real job pretty quickly, paying about $90,000 per year. He still isn't contributing to any shared finances, rent, bills, etc. He helped with household chores at the beginning, but now it's back to the way it was before, which I thought would happen. I'm pretty sure I'm afraid to be alone, afraid I won't find someone to share my life with. In the heat of arguments, he's told me I won't find someone who cares about me like he does, etc. All the things that I am actually afraid of at my core. I want to be able to be in love with him again. He's my best friend, we have fun together. After everything, I just don't think it's possible. I feel like I've been taken advantage of for years and I can't undo it. It's now been months of living like this with the changes he's made, and I still feel the same. I feel like a horrible person who is ruining someone's life if I move this forward. I think I already know the answers I need to, but maybe looking for validation. Should I continue with divorce or keep trying to fix this marriage? Too long did not read. I felt financially taken advantage of for years, and want a divorce. Should I get a divorce or keep trying to fix this marriage? Get a divorce because nothing is going to change. Past performance is the best indicator of future behavior. You've seen plenty of his past performance, including the broken promises. Don't let fear stop you from doing the right thing for yourself, and I think if you do carry on, all that's going to happen is you'll get even more resentful and just delay the inevitable. You've learned a lot about yourself in this relationship. What you want, what you don't want. Take that learning and start afresh. I think it could be a really exciting new beginning for you. You're having fun with your child, not your husband. And what makes you think you'll be alone long term? You certainly sound like a catch to me. Continue with the divorce. He says you'll never find someone who cares for you like he does. If that was true, then he'd still be sharing the load for housework, etc. The fact is that neither you nor the marriage means enough to him to put either of them first. He needs to go. Honey, this man is not your best friend or your partner. He's just a leech. You're not sharing your life with him, you're not building with him. You're doing everything for him, not with him. I hate to put this way, but are already living alone. Run and cut him off already. JFC. 30 female, considering divorcing, 33 male husband. 30 female, considering divorcing, 33 male husband. I think I already know what I need to do, I'm just so afraid to pull the trigger. We have been together for 10 years, married for 5 and have a 3-year-old child. Problem started when I was pregnant. He refused to kiss me, touch me, show any sort of affection. He wouldn't even feel our baby kicking because it freaked him out. I even considered that he could be cheating. He just wasn't attracted to a pregnant woman, I guess. I wasn't grotesque pregnant, I had a cute little belly. It hurt me so bad, I still feel like I was robbed during that time. Postpartum things didn't get much better. I had a traumatic birth and my PPA was pretty bad. He would scream at me to go to the doctor if I was having a bad day. Even though I had, and continued even when I begged him to stop and leave me alone. I eventually started resenting him during this time and for his behavior during pregnancy. He has also been continually self-centered, belittling and inattentive. During the peak of my success, he often expressed how he didn't feel like he was able to be the man of the house, eventually forcing me to quit my job and then stealing the business I built. I resent him so much that I often refuse to have sex with him. I complain that he doesn't treat me well, and his response is that, "I won't treat you like a wife cause you don't do wifely things for me," aka have sex with him. Honestly, at this point it grosses me out to have sex with him. But I'm so afraid of ruining my family if I leave him. I've mentioned divorce multiple times, but he guilts me saying I will ruin my child's life and it's not fair for our child to have separate homes and see his mom whoring around if I got a new boyfriend. I'm also so stressed about splitting assets. After he stole pretty much everything from me, IDK how I will survive. I'm also so terrified to start over, starting at literal ground zero and hurting my child and their future. So many people say marriage is about hard work and not giving up, but I feel like I'm too far past getting help. I asked him to go to therapy and he refused for a long time until he said, "Fine, but I want to go to a man, because he's gonna agree you need to start acting like a wife," and after that comment I just have no interest in therapy. I mean, this is just a rough broad overview of the issues, but thoughts? I think you already know what you need to do. It's okay to be scared. It just means that you are about to do something very brave. You will get through this and come out of it stronger than you've ever been before. I wish you all the best. I'm so afraid of ruining my family if I leave him. Do you think your kid benefits from having to grow up with a misogynistic asshole of a father who accuses mom of whoring around? If she dares to dream of someday having a partner who actually likes her as a person. Because I don't. Go see a lawyer and talk through your options. If someone yells at you, belittles you, etc., they do not love you. For your sake, and that of your child's, please leave him. Best time for divorce with kids is when they are younger. It's harder on them as they get older. Belittling is not okay. He sounds emotionally abusive. If you want to give it a shot, then try marriage counseling. It will help you with the marriage or make a decision to divorce. Best of luck and hugs. He is already guilt-tripping you into staying using the kid as a weapon. The kid will be better off away from him. Starting over is hard, but you will have a more fulfilled life. Staying married to this man who doesn't care about anything except sex is terrible. He is emotionally unavailable. I was with a guy like this for 10 years. I am glad I didn't marry or have kids with him. My 30F husband, 35M, angrily unloaded on me all the ways he finds me lazy. I'll just get to it. Today I, 30F, had a bad day where I slept till 12 and then fell back asleep at 4 p.m. and only woke up once my husband, 35M, came home from meeting his friend. While I slept in the morning he had walked the dog even though Fridays are my turn, because I wanted to sleep in. He seemed fine with it though. We ate together and then he left to see his friend. He came home and I was sleeping again. During my evening sleep, the dog had gotten into a garbage bag I'd forgotten on the floor and started eating the trash. He burst into our bedroom and started demanding why I was sleeping again and why the dog had been allowed to eat potentially dangerous trash. I was apologetic and cleaned it up, then left to walk the dog. Before I left my husband said that I am lazy. Once I came back I apologized more and told him I shouldn't have let that happen. He was okay with my apology. Then I messed up again by starting to ask if he really thought I was lazy. He said that yes, he thinks it is lazy that I have a habit of not picking up after myself and that he'd never leave trash bags on the floor like that and then go to sleep. I guess I was trying to convince him that I'm not always lazy and it flared his anger back up. He said he's actively trying to better himself by starting exercise, quitting alcohol, playing an instrument and learning new things. He wondered why I don't do anything like that and why I was content with eating unhealthy food and laying around on TikTok. Which I guess are both things I do a lot. To give context, both of us work, him full-time from home. I work 3 days a week outside the home and 2 days a week I study to finish my bachelor's degree. I started later in life because I didn't know what career I wanted. My husband said that his laziness comment isn't directed about how much I work, study, do around the house, but more about picking up after myself and not doing anything to better myself or have any hobbies. Which is true, I don't have any. I'm not sure what to do. I know I should exercise. I've gained 45 pounds in 3 years and am not looking after myself as well as I should. I'm just incredibly hurt by this revelation on what he thinks of me. So that's why I came here. I'd love some outside perspective. How should I try to fix this? TLDR. Husband finds me lazy and I'm hurt. Why are you sleeping so much, though, and not picking up after yourself? Nothing in your post points to your husband being wrong. It's hard to care about someone that doesn't care about themselves. I'm not saying your husband is right for being mean about it, but imagine living with someone who doesn't even respect you enough to clean up their messes. They have to share space with you. Have the decency to respect them by not forcing them to live with your messy lifestyle. It is lazy to leave garbage around. Your husband could have handled it better, but he is probably tired of it and worried about the dog. I get that no one likes being called lazy. But the solution here is to do some introspection and change your behavior, not try to pressure your husband into say it's okay to leave trash around. This sounds like a wake-up call from someone that is tired of your behavior.